Who else wants that alarm? Seriously. I want to wake up every morning hearing the sweet voice of Palpatine just going, do it, do it, do it. That would be the perfect morning. LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is filled with so much awesome details, missions, and basically everything you could ask from a Star Wars game. So I wanted to share just a few adventures I've been on in the game so far, and also some new DLC gameplay, and well, just a mixed video that I think anyone who likes LEGO Star Wars will enjoy. Because I also embarked on what I would argue is probably the best mission you will ever experience in a LEGO Star Wars game. Sure, there's probably a lot of missions I haven't tried in the game yet, but unlocking Gonkatin was an experience in its own, that's for sure. But why don't we start off with some DLC gameplay here? I don't really know how the DLC unlocking actually works, because I think there's supposed to be 4 packs available at launch, but I only managed to download the Solo and the Mando DLCs. So there's a little bit of gameplay showcasing all of them. I think Mando and Grogu is definitely the highlight, because Grogu is like following around Mando, and he has a bunch of cool animations, like if someone starts shooting or aiming a blaster at him or hitting him with a lightsaber, he just closes the little door on his protective hovering stroller, which is really cool. And also he has a couple of idle animations, such as sometimes he will simply fall asleep, or most importantly he will also eat a random frog. So they've really added a lot of details to Grogu, which I think is cool. And so far he's the only companion I've actually seen in the game. I think there's probably some others in there, but when it brought up companions prior to launch, I actually thought it was going to be like an actual unlockable, but he's basically like attached to Mando. So once you spawn as Mando, Grogu will always follow you around. And it would be cool if they did that to some other characters as well. We'll of course also have IG-11, Greef Karga, Cara Dune, and IG-11. All of them looking great in the game. I'm actually not sure if all of them have voice acting. I tried to like trigger them to talk and stuff, but a lot of them just didn't. So I don't think they have voice acting for like every character in the game, or I could just be stupid and there is some easy way to trigger that somehow. Because most of the characters that do have obvious voice acting will say something as soon as you spawn in with them, and then would also throw out random comments when you go around playing the game as well. So when I played a little bit of free roaming yesterday on the live stream, I'm sorry that I don't have the raw footage, but once the game is out on PC today, it's going to be a lot easier for me to record and stream the game. However, I went on some really cool missions yesterday on the stream that I wanted to share here. First of all, we went to Kamino, because you guys wanted to see Kamino. And what did we find here? Well, a bunch of kyber bricks and stuff, but we also found Yarel Poof. Like, what's he doing here? He's a Jedi Master. But it turns out a lookalike actually stole his spot in the Jedi Temple. I mean, I love that they're just doing these random missions that like, I would never even have thought about it myself. So he's basically stuck here as they think he's some type of professor on Kamino, cloning guy or whatever, and he's not allowed to leave. So we have to head over to the Jedi Temple and actually find this imposter, and he's basically been acting like a Jedi Master, trying to trick the younglings and everything, but they see through him and he runs off and he says, I don't want to go back to Kamino. So we have to hunt him down, knock him down, and then basically capture him and bring him back to Kamino and swap him out for Yarel Poof, who gets to head back to the Jedi Temple after spending, from what I understand, weeks on Kamino. So these like little missions and storylines on the normal free play is just amazing, because this is not part of the story. You will just randomly do this when you roam around on Kamino. Next up, I also got to feed some Varactyls on Utapau. Varactyls are the creature that you can see Obi-Wan ride on Utapau. His one is actually called Boga. That's the name of the Varactyl. I didn't know that. I thought Boga was actually the name of the species, but that's not the case. And I was a bit disappointed that we couldn't ride the Varactyls during the actual story with Obi-Wan in the game. So I thought they were not going to be in the game at all. But then when we were roaming around on Utapau, someone in the chat heard the sound of the Varactyls. So we went looking and we found it downstairs, where you had a mission to simply feed the Varactyls using the Force, and we get another kyber brick. I'm absolutely loving all of these side missions. Also a quick note, the Ewoks in this game are pretty brutal. I didn't spend too much time on Endor, but when I played through the story, I found these Ewoks like basically strangling a stormtrooper to death. It seems to be like an endless animation until you decide to intervene and, well, cut them with a lightsaber or smack them or something like that. So that's some poor stormtroopers. The Ewoks are truly brutal in this game, and they're pretty fun to use with the bow and arrow as well. But then we get to the most important mission of them all. How do we unlock Gonkatin, and what the hell is Gonkatine. Whoever came up with this mission, you're an absolute legend, seriously. So what you have to do is, first of all, you need to complete a couple of story missions so that you have those locations unlocked. And luckily I already had that since I've played through the game on Xbox, and I will have to replay the entire thing on PC today. But that's beside the point. What you have to do is you actually have to find Gonkatine, a red evil Gonk on Exegol who doesn't like it being there. He wanted to join the Knights of Ren, but he was not allowed to do so. So what does he want to do? He wants to start the Gonks of Ren instead. Absolute legend. And the mission is then to find which Gonks are we gonna get to join the Gonks of Ren. I thought we were just gonna look for some normal Gonks, because there's like millions of Gonks in this game, but no, there are 3 specific Gonk spread around Jakku, Tatooine, and Canto Bight, and they all have unique, like, not abilities, but they have unique looks, names, and attributes. So they've really embraced the Gonk meme. First of all, we had the Invisi-Gonk, a pink Gonk that I guess can go invisible on Canto Bight, whose owner seems really pissed off because apparently the Invisi-Gonk doesn't do his chores and just kind of escapes as soon as the Invisi-Gonk is asked to do something. And then we have the Mad Dog Gonkto on Jakku, who seems to just be terrorizing the citizens of this little settlement here, going around and chasing people and just being an evil Gonk overall, which obviously also fits perfectly in the Gonks of Ren. And lastly, we have the Giga Gonk on Tatooine, who just for fun, I guess, electrified this guy's like storage so he couldn't access his crossword puzzles in there apparently, and just again, the writing is amazing for this game. So the goal was to round up these 3 Invisi-Gonk, Mad Dog Gonkto, and the Giga Gonk, to then bring them together and back to Gonkatine, who is finally able to start up his Gonks of Ren, and as a reward, we obviously get Gonkatine playable. I would have loved to see Gonkatine maybe have some force lighting, a different voice or something, but honestly, the fact that they actually made a storyline around Gonkatine, how he was rejected by the Knights of Ren, and then started his own Gonks of Ren, absolute legend of a mission. I am so excited to explore more of this. I have played through the story like I've said, but I've only done a very little fraction of all the exploring, so there's probably gonna be hundreds more of missions like this that I will be doing over the next couple of weeks after I have, of course, replayed the story again on PC, because TT Games, please unlock the game on PC for the love of God. Why do we get it 1 day later on PC? I don't understand. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. But yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying this game, and I would love to hear in the comments below what you think about this video, what kind of videos you want to see around the game, and of course, don't miss out on my live streams. I'm starting my PC full playthrough from scratch, episode 1, as soon as it unlocks later tonight. But that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the force be with you.